Unless you've been living under a rock for a while, you know that Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, blockchain, all of that space is really packed with energy, a lot going on. There's a lot of volatility in there, and sometimes it can be a little bit confusing. So what I'm going to do on this particular episode is I want to show you what's going on with it. So you can take a look at it. You can see, okay, this is what blockchain is about, and a little bit about Bitcoin in this particular one, and business in particular, how you can use that and what you can do with it and what you need to know as an agorapreneur. That's the way we talk about it here, as agorapreneurs living peacefully and living life to the fullest. So on this episode, we're going to get into something really good. Stand by as you and I get ready to learn a lot about cryptocurrencies and blockchain.
Welcome to Agorapreneurs, standing for liberty and freedom, all done peacefully. Now, here is your guide, Terry Brock.
Hi, I'm Terry Brock, and I'm here to help you on the journey as an entrepreneur, what you can do and how you can get ahead and succeed the way you want. That's what Agorapreneurs is all about. It's a word that, well, I made up, and it's a word between me and my partner, Gina. We came up with the idea of entrepreneurs, but also in the Agora style. And Agora is talking about living life voluntarily, living life freely and with liberty, not initiating force or coercion. Don't hurt others. Don't take their stuff. Pretty simple and pretty basic. So that's what we're doing on that. And we're going to help you on this, particularly with the blockchain, and show how you can use that the way it is really changing our world today. But even before we get into that, hey, I got a little something I want to share with you here. Get the help you need through our 20 with Terry program. 20 with Terry, where you get consulting. By the way, notice this. Look, I think I got the same shirt on. How about that? But what it is the way for you to take 10 minutes of time, tell me about what you're going through, and then I'll take 10 minutes to say, here's what I think you can do, how this can help you, and give you some real solid answers. There's no charge for this. You get a chance to do it if you qualify. Not everyone qualifies for it. You kind of be an entrepreneur and kind of moving in that direction. But it's going to be something that would be available, and you might want to try it. So just bounce over there, 20withterry.com, and take a peek, see if it's right for you. Oh, and also, we want to thank our sponsors who are helping us today. Bit.ly, Restream for you, gets you right there to see Restream. When you're doing live streaming, you can go out to many different places, up to 30 different destinations, all at the same time. And it is real handy. You're going to save some money. You're going to get $10 credit when you go from their free to their paid program. And it's my affiliate link there. So be sure and take a look at that. Restream.io is real nice for that. So a lot of good things happening there. But what we want to do today is take a look at what's going on with this whole thing called cryptocurrency, blockchain, all of that. And when we see, okay, this is what it's all about, it's pretty amazing. Let me beam over here and be right beside. There we go. I love that beaming thing. It's kind of fun, but this is where we are. And really, it ties in so closely with Agorapreneurs and what we talk about. Anything that's peaceful is the motto we go by. It was said by Leonard Reed, the founder of the Foundation for Economic Education. And when you think doing anything that's peaceful, Bitcoin, blockchain, cryptocurrencies, that's very, very peaceful. And it's a wonderful way to live and to grow. I kind of like it tying in with a quote from one of my heroes, Thomas Paine. "The world is my country," he said. "All mankind are my brethren, and to do good is my religion." I think that is noble, and I think that's something we should all look at. Now, it applied in his day in the American Revolutionary War, but it also applies today because we look at where we are today. Business and crypto going strong. Every day you're seeing something about it in the business press, not just in the crypto press or in blockchain, but over in the business world because it is big. And I think here's another quote. You know me, I like quotes, from Jack Welch. "An organization's ability to learn and translate that learning into action," here's the key word, "rapidly, is the ultimate competitive advantage." And how much faster can you get than working with blockchain, cryptocurrencies, things like that? There's a lot that you can do, and you can really pick up your speed of working and getting paid. Hey, we as entrepreneurs really like that part. And you can get paid faster and easier when you're doing it that way. But let's take a look at the real key here, which is blockchain. You see, blockchain is really what it's all about. We often talk about Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is very good. It was the first digital currency to start really embracing blockchain. Satoshi Nakamoto, the person or persons that created that and came up with that idea, there's nothing short of brilliant. Now, we have applied it to cryptocurrencies. That's one of the most important right there. We've used it with cryptocurrency, Bitcoin being the most famous, and there are many others that use blockchain technology and their work and how they're going to use it. But I think that there's some key factors there with Bitcoin. Another one I like is Ethereum, and I love my Bitcoin Cash. Dash, another very good one. but there are many others out there. But you see, these are the cryptocurrencies that usually are built on top of a blockchain. And so what we want to do is remember that blockchain is really the key. Oh, and by the way, did you see this recently? This was on 26 May, as we're recording this right now, relatively soon. PayPal users will be able to withdraw crypto to external wallets. That is huge, because that's going to give you the ability to use crypto much more going through PayPal, which has a bazillion people using. I don't know what the exact number is, but there's a lot worldwide. I think it's several 100 million that are using PayPal. And when you see them open up and people start using crypto there, hey, that opens up a lot of possibilities. So this is something that is hot. We know that blockchain, Bitcoin, is going strong and going to get even stronger. Well, you might think, well, how am I going to use blockchain? Well, of course you could use it in cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, but it has a lot more than that as well. Also in the world of finance, we're seeing that it's working. Mortgages. A lot of paperwork, a lot of trust that you have to have in certain people. Blockchain gives you the ability to say, you don't worry about someone that you can trust, you build it into the mathematics of it. Same thing with transportation, to do checking of important safety features, to make sure that logistics are safe, all that through. Even voting. Voting has some major issues. I've talked about this before, talking with some people that are really, really smart on that, John Patrick, and talking about the kinds of things that are available. He's written some books on that, where we can eliminate the voter fraud problem, as well as getting more people to vote and to really get active so that every legal voter can vote if they choose to. I think that's good. Gambling, there's ways you can use blockchain with that to make sure things stay safe and honest. Also with debt, keeping track of it there. Crowdfunding, so you can start putting in, more what's going on, and you got a written record. It's also global payments that you can make much, much faster and easier than we can through others. E-commerce, real good for that. Supply chain, P2P, peer-to-peer lending, so that you don't have to go through a bank, but you can have others help you on that. Looking at contracts as well. That's real good, by the way. The smart contracts, real important. And intellectual property, keeping track of it, and musical artist payments. I love this one. Too many times we see the starving artists, they're not getting paid what they could or should, and now we've got a way to remedy that, and a whole lot more. And matter of fact, Alibaba also doing a lot with this. I know that from personal experience, because I saw Alibaba.com, looked at them, of course, the big retailer over there in China, doing very well, founded by Jack Ma, and I got a chance to meet Qiu Zhang, the general manager of Alibaba.com, the one who works with Jack Ma putting it together. And he said some very interesting things about what they're doing. I want to share that with you on this particular episode here, so you can listen to what the man himself, the man in charge of it, has to say about blockchain and how they're using that. And by the way, this was his first ever English language interview. They asked me to do it, and so I was very honored with that. Listen to what he said when I asked him about that, looking at where we were. Now, one of the things we talked about, and I love your perspective on this, was using blockchain. And we see blockchain being used a lot in many different areas, and you have some unique ideas on how that will work and how you put it together. Tell us a little bit about what you have in mind for Alibaba.
Yeah, so as we said, so resolve the problem of information. Lack of information is the first step. And the second step is that we need to get people to work together, and with more data, they can get trust. So the second step is that we need to digitalize all this informations and put it online. And that data actually can help them to find the next sourcing partner or figure out the trend. And then we need to think about how we can make this network more reliable and more security. And I think blockchain is coming along the way. So this is a step-by-step approach.
So I think that's right. What we got to do is take a look at that step by step to see where we are and where we stand and what it is. And as you can see in that slide, let's take a look here. What is blockchain? And because it seemed a little bit confusing to me at first, and as I got into it, I realized, oh, that's kind of nice. What it is, it's a distributed ledger technology, which means it's a database. Okay, it's a database that is distributed, not just in one place where you put all the files in one computer. It's distributed so that it's duplicated in many different places. That way you got backups. Yeah, that's a good thing. Think about making copies of files. When you do it in several different places, it's a little bit more secure. Also, this is important. It's decentralized. Instead of having all the money in one place, you have it in several different places at the same time. Everyone has a copy of that. And then it's really superior security. You think of what Equifax did. They had a break-in a little while ago. And there was a lot of very sensitive data was exposed because there's one place you go. You go to Equifax, you get it, you got it. But what they're now doing is using blockchain so they can put it in several different places. Think about it. The bad guys wanted to steal something, and they knew that there was let's pick a number here, $10 million worth of money right here in this one place. Would they be willing to spend $5 million to get in there? Yeah. Would they be willing to spend $1 million? Yeah, of course. $9 million to get $10 million? Well, maybe. That's something. There's a point where they would say it's not worth it, but it would be there. But think about what if all of them were distributed in like 100 million places all around? Oh, and they had to get all of those at the same time, and they only had 15 minutes to do it. Well, that's a whole different thing, but that's what blockchain is all about, because you see, blockchain is working that way, and it's append only. This is really important. That means somebody can't go back and try to wink, wink, nudge, nudge, change it and turn it around. It's immutable, means you can't change it, and it's timestamp change. The only way you can change something is you have to append it. You have to say, okay, in addition to what you see here, we're now doing it this way now. This is what blockchain is, and it's something that is so good, a brilliant technology that Satoshi Nakamoto came up with, that it is used in many different applications. And it's even bigger than the internet. Now, that's pretty profound. When you say something is bigger than the internet, well, this one is. That's why it's important to cover this. We're going to be doing a little bit more on that here on Agorapreneurs, so you can understand what you need to know and why you need to know it as well. Here's a diagram I thought was exceptionally good. This is from McKinsey & Company. I think they did a really good job with it to kind of describe it so I could help wrap my little brain around it. Start with an electronic message that's created. So you got transaction detail. That's number one there at the top, there in the upper or at the 12 o'clock position. Then it's sent to distributed nodes with a unique crypto signature. They come up with a unique signature, very long string of letters and numbers and goofy things that you and I look at and go, huh, what's that? But computers understand it. Then it's an economic race to be the first to validate the transaction. All these different little nodes are competing with each other to get some actual Bitcoin. That's the way Bitcoin is working, and be able to validate that with some very sophisticated math problems. And then confirmation broadcast to the rest of the network. When they get it, now everybody else on the network knows this is what happened. You can't change that. And the block is added to all distributed ledger copies. It's just popped on there, and it is there immutable. And then the network replicates the record of verified transactions. So it replicates it. It's all taken care of then, and you've got a record of what happened that cannot be changed. This is amazing. So how is blockchain being used today? Cryptocurrencies, record keeping, security, immutable records so that they don't change. That's important. And we have a lot of good things there. So here's some recommendations I've got for you as you're working with us and see what it can do and how you can start using it. Number one, I encourage you to invest. I'm not talking about investing money, because I'm no financial planner, and nothing that I'm giving you here should in any way be interpreted as financial advice. This is just information. However, I would encourage you to invest in your knowledge of Bitcoin, of blockchain, and other cryptocurrencies, all of that together. Secondly, consider a lunch level investment. Now, what do I mean by lunch level? Well, a while back, I remember I had a chance to do something, and there was a question of should I do this or not? And then I thought, wait a minute, this person I'm working with on it, if he were to come over to our town, say come over to Orlando, would I take him to lunch and spend up to $100? And I thought, well, yeah, okay, $100 for luncheon for this wonderful person. Yeah, absolutely. Well, if I would spend it on a luncheon that would be consumed today and forgotten tomorrow or so, not a big deal after that, but you would remember the importance of being there, okay, then that's good. And I encourage you to spend that level consider doing that. I'm not telling you to spend any money on this, but just consider that at a lunch level of investment so you can say, okay, I'll get something to get started with it. And then realize that it's not a whimsy bond, but there is now into the future. It's not just something that's a whimsy trend right now. It's going into the future for a long, long time, and we're going to see a lot. Well, as we wrap this up here, is it scary? Is it? Well, yeah, sometimes it is. And so that's where you need the right training. You need the right help to start using it. Do it in the right way. When you're talking about, if I press this key, I could transfer it. That's good. But if I do the wrong thing, I lose the money. Uh-oh, that's not good. Here's a quote I think goes along with that real well. You don't become successful without embracing a little bit of scary along the way. Who said that? Think in your mind, who was it that said that? Okay, well, my favorite philosopher, Me, Terry Brock. And so that's where we are today. That's what we're looking at. So I encourage you to take a look at this. See what's available with the cryptocurrencies, how you can use this, what they're going to do, and I would love to hear from you on that. Matter of fact, you want to reach me, Terry at Terry Brock is a great way to do it. Email, let me know what you thought of this, and leave a comment below wherever you're catching this on all the different platforms and the ways that we send this out. And I will look forward to hearing from you. I'm wishing you much success in the world of crypto, in blockchain, and in Bitcoin or whatever coin you're using. And I wish you much success in your work as an entrepreneur, an agorapreneur who believes in peace and liberty. Thanks for being here. Thank you very much for joining us today here on Agorapreneurs. We're all about your freedom, liberty, and being the entrepreneur that you are, reaching out to achieve the goals that you want. Whether you're an entrepreneur on your own or maybe operating within another enterprise or organization, whether you're a solopreneur or part of a much larger enterprise, we are here for you to help you get the skills and the technology, the right thinking of mind, right frame of mind, how to increase your connections, building those relationships in business that matter. Don't forget, we've got the 5K program, help you in creating content, no charge to you. You go over and you can look at that at terrybrock.com/5K. Notice the K is lowercase, and you'll be able to get that information, no charge, and you'll also be able to sign up for the newsletter that we send out, the Agorapreneurs Power Report, so you stay right up to date on what's going on. And if you need to reach me, my email is best way to get in touch with me, Terry at terrybrock.com. Hey, thanks for being with me today. I'm looking forward to hearing from you.